While many are excited for the holiday season, mental health professionals say this can be a hard time for a large percentage of people dealing with feelings like loneliness and even grief. Channel 7's Kayla Christian spoke with an expert on how to cope with these difficult emotions. And here's what they had to say. Kayla.
Yeah, Daniela, in addition to seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression, there are lots of reasons people find the Christmas season harder than others. But luckily, there are solutions to get people in better spirits.
According to the American Psychology Association, in 2023, nearly 89% of Americans reported feeling overwhelmed during the holiday season, many of those feelings being attributed to not being around family or friends.
Our objective is to possibly just try to distract ourselves so that we don't feel those frustrations or the loneliness. But what we need to do is be able to face those uncomfortable feelings. One of the biggest opportunities for people that are living in loneliness or might not have close family or friends is really to get out in the community and get engaged.
And some even having to deal with the loss of loved ones who won't be there to celebrate during what's supposed to be a happy time.
And when you move into acceptance, you will be able to find things like, how can I celebrate the memories of the loved one? How can I go back to moments where we shared the holidays together? What were some of my fondest memories? And if that's a difficult place to go early in the grieving process, find some ways for self-care, mindfulness. What can I do to make sure that I'm okay going through these holidays while grieving?
Charlie Simpson, owner of Arkansas Relationship Counseling, added that social media can also play a role in the rise of negative emotions.
The issue is when living through other people or trying to compare yourself to other people becomes unhealthy, meaning that we start to feel the stress of it. We start to feel the hopelessness of it, the unworthiness of it, or even just kind of feeling unloved if we start to see other people experiencing all of these positive situations and we realize that we're not experiencing those. I would definitely recommend taking a pause or taking a break.
Sending a reminder that no matter what is causing you to feel uneasy, that it is manageable through various healthy avenues.
Embrace though the sadness, the frustrations, or whatever it might be. Then we'll just be able to notice that they don't become as uncomfortable, moving through time.
Now, Simpson says one of the main things to remember is that you are not alone with these feelings and suggests tapping into support groups and other outlets for others in similar experiences to provide some normalcy to get you through the holidays. On your side, I'm Kayla Christian.
Well, Kayla, thank you.